Sponsored by Manuchehri.
Welcome to the Manuchehri Show, where energy and medicine meet. I will be your host for the next hour. I have over 19 years of healthcare experience and began my career as an energy medicine practitioner while working as an oncology nurse at a Seattle area hospital. My skill in moving energy combined with my medical background have been a catalyst for change in many people's lives. I hope the next hour will be transformative for you as well. Good morning and welcome to the Manuchehri Show. We're live here in Seattle, of course. It's a gorgeous day out there. Might get a little too hot, you know, but it's gorgeous.
Brace yourselves.
Right, brace yourselves for the heat, right? Yeah. So we're taking calls today, and Nathan is here as our sound engineer because Benny is on vacation.
Yes, he is,
Yes.
and it's a top secret location. I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he's
Yeah.
out there storming Area 51 trying to do that again like they tried to do last year or something like that.
Did he try to do that last year?
I don't know. Who knows? Did he take a vacation around that time? I got to check.
I don't know. I know it's a family thing that he's doing right now. That's what I know, but that's funny. Yeah, Eric, we're gonna have to like grill him when he gets back and find out what he was really doing.
Well, hopefully it's just Disneyland where they can see the good kind of aliens, the friendly, happy ones.
And all the little munchkins that go along
Yeah.
with that, right? That's adorable. Great. So we're taking calls today here
We
on the
are.
show. Who do we have?
Well, let's see. Let's go to our call-ins right now, and we have Becky in Eugene, Oregon. Welcome to the show, Becky. You're live with Marie.
Whoa, that was like super fast.
What can I do for you, Becky?
Hi, Marie. Well, I have an appointment with you next week. I'm super excited about.
Lovely.
I've been nervous about it, so I checked with my angel cards, and they said reassurance. Just chill.
Is this
So
our
I'm
first
silly.
session together?
Yes, it will be.
Okay. Well, I get nervous too before I get a reading, honestly. I actually cheat. I read intuitively what the reader's going to tell me. And that's how I can tell if someone's a really good reader, because they come up with things that I would have never even encountered. So yeah, I do a whole little automatic writing thing on it before I go get a reading. So what can I do for you?
Well, so I'm thinking, since I have my whole self covered next week, I really wanted, I've been going back and forth, but I think what I want to ask you about is, my husband right now is in Germany, visiting his mom and dad. It's been 2 years since he's been able to do this. And his dad is, he's failing. That's all there is to it. They're both in their 80s. And I just wondered, we're actually now talking about maybe going back again in November together. We have a tree nursery and a farm, so it's hard for us both to go, but in November we could.
So you want to know if you should go?
Like what's going on with the whole situation there? How are things doing? How's his dad doing?
Well, I mean, I think that your in-laws are actually doing well. I think they do a better job than what you guys think, honestly. I think that they're pragmatic people, and they're like, oh, we're getting older. Oh, got to be careful. Oh, so I think they're doing well. I think you should consider, I'm hoping that things get better in the fall, because that's what I saw. I saw things getting better in the spring and the fall. I did not see things going down the tubes in the summer, So hopefully things will be better in the fall. So I'm hoping you can travel there too. I think it would be a great idea. I think you and your husband would really love to have the vacation time together. But I think your in-laws are doing better than you think. They're not in denial. Let's put it that way.
No, they're definitely not in denial. It's just his dad really has gotten, pretty severe dementia in the last year.
Yeah, it's
but
it's
that
so
also seems to be the right solution for him.
Yeah. What's so interesting is I wish in our country, especially the U.S., but throughout the world, that we had better conversations about death and dying and the process and what's going to occur. And everyone's unique and different. Not everyone gets dementia. And people who get dementia actually do have a fair amount of denial about something very important in their life. But at least when it comes to aging, your in-laws don't have that kind of denial. So I think everything looks fine to me. Like, I think they're doing well. They're well cared for. They're safe. They look happy to me. So I think things are.
Well, they're happy right now because he's there for sure.
But so I think everything's fine, and I think it would be lovely if everything does turn the way I thought it would in the fall, that things get better. Then yes, let's go take a trip to Germany and have a little bit of some romance, maybe.
Hey, cool. Yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking.
Okay. Well, that's really good news.
Good.
That's what I want to. I think they handle it very well. They are
do.
kind of in denial about death, but not about the fact that they're getting older.
Right. I don't even think they're in denial about that, actually. I think they're very...
Well, I mean, the dementia to me just says he's, my husband and I talk about death all the time. We're the kind of people who do, I think there's very few of us out here. We keep reminding people, everybody has to leave.
Right. Eventually, we go somewhere,
that
right?
That is the plan. No one stays forever.
Good. Yeah, so I hope you guys get to go in November. I think it would be a great idea.
Great. Well, thanks so much.
You're welcome.
And I will talk to you next week.
Okay, I'm looking forward to it. All righty, bye-bye.
Bye.
It's so funny, Nathan, that I think my clients, because I got very busy in my career very early on, and that has not stopped, 20 years later.
It just means you're good at your job.
Thank you. I am good at my job. I also credit my clients for training me because, I wanted to just specialize in health. That's all I wanted to do is just provide people with another opportunity, another option, another way for their body to be well or whatever needed to happen. But my clients just ask me every question under the sun and have for, 2 decades. They have trained me to read energy, not just about the body, but all kinds of things. So
that's what's part about being an energy intuitive. I mean, you just take whatever comes to you and go with the flow. Am I right?
It's true. But I really think my clients trained me because they would ask me like, okay, I'll look, oh, okay. Yeah, I do see something. Oh,
All right. Well, let's go ahead and see what's going on with our next caller, Lisa in Georgia. And remember, every time somebody puts the phone down, we hang up a call. That opens up a phone line. And the phone lines are calling number 877-825-8828. So with that, let's go ahead and welcome Lisa from Georgia to the show.
Hello.
Hi, Lisa. How are you?
Oh, I'm good.
Good. How's Georgia?
Georgia's hot.
Oh, yeah. Of course it is. Yes, of course it is. So what can I do for you today?
I have a perplexing problem.
Okay.
My daughter, who's 40, goes and walks her dog and her boyfriend's dog almost daily. But her boyfriend's dog lately has just been stopping and standing still and not going forward, and she's trying to figure out why. He's been doing...
He doesn't want to walk.
It might be a girl.
Literally. I mean, it's that simple. I mean, dogs are not complicated. Thank goodness. They really aren't. They're just, is it really hot when she's walking them?
Probably.
Yeah. He's like, done. Turn around. Oh. Charles does this to me because I like to walk fast, and I like 2 to 4 miles a day. That's, I would really love to walk more than 4 miles a day, but there's only so much time in the day, right? So, and Charles, his limit really is 4 miles, and he just will stop and look at me like, "Are you freaking crazy, lady?" Like, even if it's not super hot out, he's just like, "What are we doing?" So, that's what it is.
I'm wondering if she leaves. I don't think Nala would like it to be left home.
I think the dog would be fine. Like, go for a walk, go enjoy yourself. I'm staying in the air-conditioned house or the breeze or whatever's going on.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. The dog will be fine. Yeah, so that one dog doesn't want to walk in the heat.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay?
Yes, thank you.
Well, you're welcome. Have a great day.
All right, bye-bye.
See what I mean, Nathan? I just proved my point here.
Perfect timing.
I've been asked every question under the sun, and I really thank my clients for training me. And for me not sticking myself and like, well, no, I'm just a health person. I only look at the body. Well, no, I can look at your dog. I can look at your past life. I can look at your relationship, your childhood, and give you information.
And speaking of Under the Sun, are you ready for round 2 of Under the Sun?
Yeah.
Did you get enough preparation from last time to get yourself ready for
yes.
now?
Well, I have air conditioning in my house, so
Oh, you
I'm
lucky duck.
Yeah. And in fact, what I had to get ready for is my kids spending the days with me, right? Which was fun. It was really fun. But my one daughter and her husband and baby who don't have air conditioning, they're in New York right now. So, and there is air conditioning in New York. So, where
good
they're
for them.
So, I guess I'll be just hanging out, with the dog.
I'm AC. Listen, last time we had that heat dome, it got up to like 95 degrees, I think, in my house. It was scorching.
So, what are you going to do?
Probably sweat. And cry miserably and struggle to sleep, but no, I think I'll be able to.
And it'll
take
be
some tips
better
from last time,
right? It won't be quite as hot as it was a few weeks ago,
right? We might get close to 100, but probably not going to break it. I don't think.
And it's cooler at night. I've noticed, right? So we didn't have that.
Oh, you just now noticed? It's cooler at night?
Well, it's just finally got cooler at night.
Yeah.
It hasn't been cooling down like it typically does in the Northwest.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, a few weeks ago when we had that heat wave, it did not cool down. But it is cooling down, as we're getting closer to fall. So hopefully people will be able to keep their homes somewhat cool.
And the good news is overnight lows, just about maybe mid-60s.
Great.
So very pleasant.
Perfect. Keep those
Okay,
windows
let's go.
open. Perfect.
Let's go ahead and check in with our next caller here, Ellen in Bainbridge Island.
Oh.
Welcome to the show, Ellen.
Hi.
Hi, Ellen.
Hi.
How are
Thank you so
you?
much for taking my call.
Of course. What can I do for you?
I'm calling specifically for an issue that I'm having with my eyes, and I'm also hoping, if you have time, if you could do an overall reading.
Yeah. I'll do my very best to.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
So I have seen floaters for probably 30 years, but all of a sudden last week, in my left eye, I'm seeing this flashing.
Mm-hmm. Did you go to the doctor?
I've been to an ophthalmologist. He has examined my eyes. He said that they're fine.
Great. So.
But I can't, it's interfering with reading and just life in general. And
I would go back again or get a second opinion just in case, because that is kind of, a sign of potentially retinal issues. But you went and saw an ophthalmologist. I mean, he's an expert. I'm sure he looked diligently into your eye to make sure that everything was functioning really, really well.
Right.
But so if indeed he's correct, which I'm going to assume he was, because the flashing of light is like such a common experience that people have before they have some retinal detachment or other serious problems, right, with their eyes, right? So you have every reason to be concerned. But if indeed he was correct, which let's assume he was, you trusted him, right? Right? Then this is not physical, it's energetic. You have a massive leak first in your root chakra, massive. I mean, I drew 2 layers of arrows pointing down from the root chakra. So, number one, you are terrified by this. Would you agree?
I am, and also by other things that are happening in life, yeah.
So, I think the universe is trying to get your attention here. And the fact that you've seen a lot of floaters. When people have issues with their eyes, and of course, floaters are normal, they're protein deposits, right? Some people have more than others. It's not an uncommon thing. I certainly experienced quite a few when I was opening up to my psychic ability. Remember, the third eye governs your eyes, all of your senses, your 5 senses, and your 6th sense. And I think you would ignore your multisensory ability. And I think you're very intuitive. And for whatever reason, probably before you reincarnated, as everyone has ideas about what they want to accomplish or experience or heal when they come to especially physical reality, because I mean, there's so much contrast here. It's really quite remarkable, quite remarkable. And you probably said, if I don't open up my psychic ability by age such and such, which you are probably at right now, then do whatever it takes to help me to do so. That's probably what you said to the universe. And the universe said, okay. So now the gajibis are scared out of you. And the real solutions to life's issues or even life's joys or purposes that we want to fulfill and experience do not come from the logical brain. They come from insight and intuition. So you're going to have to learn to get out of your head, rest in the lower half of your body, quiet your mind, and let the universe communicate to you.
Right. I absolutely have lived my life that way, to be honest.
I disagree.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And guess what? You can disagree with me too. You can say, that's not true. I just told you I did. Yeah. Because I wouldn't see the huge amount of fear that is leaking through your root chakra. And fear is not the way the universe communicates. So intuition has nothing to do with fear ever. And you have a lot of fear in your body. So that doesn't tell me that you have spent a lot of time intuitively reading things. I think what has happened, and you can disagree with me, is that you are very intuitive, but you've been using your logical mind to decipher your intuition, and that's impossible. You can't do that.
Okay.
And you've used fear as an indicator of insight, and that's completely inaccurate. Agreed? Agreed that you have used fear to determine insight?
I don't think I could agree with that, to be honest.
Okay.
I think that I very much live intuitively. I always have, but what I'm going through right now in life is very fearful, and yet I am resting in my intuition to move me forward and feeling the confidence to move forward. And yet, when you're faced with financial issues and those kinds of things, one can't help but feel the fear, and yet I try to push that down and just continue to allow my intuition and my spirit to move me forward.
Well,
and I rest in the fact that I feel that everything's going to be okay.
Right. That's very good. But here's the beautiful thing, especially for someone who's as intuitive as you are. You would not have financial issues. Intuition is so incredibly powerful and so incredibly accurate. People who have the abilities that you have and they use them, their lives are incredible and amazing and fulfilling, and they don't hit brick walls. It just doesn't happen. It doesn't. I mean, intuition sets people free. That's the beauty of it. It's the mind that stops us and puts us in fear and makes us make choices that are not in our best interest, financially and otherwise. So again, I'm staying with how I feel it, but I respect your perception and your own experience, because we probably never even met. So, yeah, I don't think you have been living intuitively. I think you've been living fearfully, and there's a big difference.
And you think that is what is affecting my eye?
I think that the universe is asking you to wake up, and you requested this before you incarnated. And if your ophthalmologist, which I believe he was, but I want you to go get a second opinion just to be safe, right?
Okay.
Since that symptom is a common symptom for retinal issues, let's just go get another checkup.
Okay.
And maybe a different doctor. Second opinions are not a bad thing, right?
Right.
And if the ophthalmologist, gives you the same thing, then we know the universe is helping you to really, really wake up. It's getting your attention, and your job is to learn to pay attention. So here's your new what if question. What if I surrender and get out of the way? Because control is also not an intuitive experience ever. So what if I surrender and get out of the way?
Yeah.
And I want you to repeat it like every 5 minutes. Of course, you don't have to. You get to do whatever you want, but, just silently in your brain. And keep me posted. Let me know what happens.
Oh, thank you. That's really sweet of you. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. And we're just sending you great, beautiful energy.
Oh, thank you, Maria. And it's coming right back at you.
Thank you. Have a beautiful day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Think she got it?
I think
she got it.
I think that she's on the road to understanding this. I think she has some years of deprogramming to do about what intuition is and what it looks like and what it feels like. And it's a very unique animal. And a lot of people really haven't experienced it. And I'm not saying that that's the case with her, or infrequently experience it, or don't understand what it really feels like. Yeah, it's a very calm, compassionate energy. Very, very calm.
All right. Well, we're getting pretty close to our break time. So let's go ahead and just take care of that real quick, and we'll just be back in a couple minutes. Remember, we do take your calls today. It's 877-825-8828, excuse me. And then you'll get your chance to speak with Marie on the air. And when you hear a line drop, just go ahead and pick it up and dial your phone, or just keep trying. That works too. We'll be right back.
Hello, this is Marie Manuchehri, and I'm so excited to announce that I'm going to be teaching a 12-week mediumship coaching program. This is a course I've been wanting to teach for a very, very, very long time. It is something that is near and dear to my heart. I never knew I would be a medium. Never even occurred to me, yet it is something I get to experience every single day with every client and every class that I work with. It's perfect and wonderful for you to be able to do the very same thing, to communicate with loved ones that you haven't seen for a long time that live on the other side, because they're always communicating with you. But your energy needs to shift and change and expand so that you can hear them or see them or feel them or all of the above. So I hope you can join me beginning on Mondays, September 13th through November 29th. I'm extremely excited, obviously, so that you can create your own unique, beautiful, amazing interaction with the multisensory world. For more information, join me at energyintuitive.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mike Lenore with your health tip of the day from the African American Wellness Project. Prostate cancer is the most common cancer for men. African American men are more at risk. That's primarily because it's often diagnosed when it's more advanced. The good news is that diagnosed early, most prostate cancer can be treated effectively. If you're a man over 50 or have a family history of prostate cancer, talk to your doctor today about a test. For more information, visit aawellnessproject.org.
Wait, hold up. I know what you're thinking. What's up with Marie's Vibrational Coaching Program and how it's been doing? Well, here are some new graduates of the program to explain their recent experiences.
Marie's Energy Vibrational Coaching class has had a huge impact on me. I've learned how to tune into my energy and in particular have learned how to quickly recognize when my energetic vibration drops. Then I use one of the many easy tools we learned from Marie to raise it back up again. It feels so great.
Marie's Vibrational Coaching class was the missing piece I needed to help me act on my dream of starting a business, which moved me to take inspired action.
Marie's Vibrational Coaching class was awesome. The structure of the class covers Marie's insights, Q&A, small breakout session, and creates insight and new ways of thinking. I built great friendships from that class, and I learned a lot.
Marie Manuchehri's Vibrational Coaching class is beautifully designed. There are so many things you can share with others, and it's just a lot of fun.
So if this excites you, and you want to learn how to raise your vibration and create a life of your dreams, Marie's next vibrational coaching course begins September 15th and runs through December 8th and meets every Wednesday. For more information about the program, visit energyintuitive.com to learn more.
Get your daily dose of variety. Alternative Talk 1150.
Great song. I love that song, Nathan. Love it.
Alicia Keys' Superwoman.
Yeah, she's a wonderful artist. And we only have 5 seats left in the vibrational coaching class. I think 7 in financial freedom, and of course, medium coaching is sold out. We will put up our winter schedule within the week. Those classes will start in January. And we only have 9 slots left in the Greece retreat, which will be the end of June next year. And if anyone who's interested in the Greece retreat and is a yoga teacher who loves yoga, let me know, because either we'll give a discount to someone who can teach morning yoga while we're there, or I'll just hire a yoga teacher who lives on the island of Syros. But, that's an idea for someone who loves yoga, 'cause
Jen's raising her hand over there.
Yeah, cause she's just glad that I remembered to say this. You're right. Like, she gives me this little cute handout that I'm supposed to, say a few things, and I don't always do it. So she's very happy. So, but, you could be a yoga teacher and maybe not love yoga, but if you love yoga and you want to go to Greece, because I enjoy it immensely when people love what they do. I think that's healthy and normal. Then you would be teaching an hour-long course, something like that, every morning while we're in Greece on a beautiful patio that overlooks the ocean. Yeah, so let me know, and we will give a discount to that person who, if that's something they want to do. Yeah.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get back to those phone lines here. Our next caller is Marina in California. Welcome to the show, Marina.
Oh, hello, it's me.
Hi, Marina. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing just fine. Hello, Marie. Hello, Nathan.
Hello. What can we do for you?
Hi. Well, I'm calling because I would like basically to get a general reading.
Okay.
So I'm hoping you can draw up my energy and give me some clues as to my balance. I have an idea, and I just...
And what do you mean by
know what-
balance?
Well, I've been practicing the chakra exercises that are in your book. I've been on a path to wellness for a short while, and I'm feeling so much better.
Good.
So I just want to make sure. I'm one of those people that I like to follow everything correctly, and sometimes I feel like I'm not doing things right, and I have a question about how to even do the what if.
No, that's a really, really, really great question. So I drew out your energy. I'm going to talk about one of your chakras first, and then I'll give a brief summary about the what if questions again, because they are extremely powerful and transformative. So you have a leak in your heart chakra, and you have a beautiful, gorgeous, huge heart chakra. It's enormous. You're an old soul. You're an empath. And I tend to give advice that most spiritualists would never give regarding the heart chakra. It's not forever, but certainly for a couple of years, I want you to leave your heart chakra alone because you've overused it. You're oversympathetic. You care too much about everything and everyone, which is lovely. We want everyone to be compassionate, but people who are already compassionate need to learn self-compassion, right? Which you would think it all means the same thing, but in order to pay attention to yourself, you have to kind of ignore other people. I know that sounds weird, but you got to figure out the balance, right? Does that make sense?
Beyond sense. It's exactly what I thought was happening, and I'm amazed.
And the beautiful thing, and good job, good reading, by the way, of reading your own energy. That's excellent. The other thing too is when you have health issues or issues in your life, but let's just say health, and you leak energy out of your heart chakra, it's really hard to get fully well because you don't have enough subatomic particles. The heart chakra is it takes in the most amount of energy into the human form than any of the other vortices. I mean, you need all of them to be absorbing light, but when you're leaking energy from the one that takes in the most into the human reality for that individual, then it can make it difficult for medications to work, vitamins, all kinds of interesting things to work. So that's number one. And then the what if questions, here's how they work. People all are already asking what if questions, but they're typically negative. Like, what if that happens? What if this doesn't happen? What if it gets 110 degrees again in Seattle? They're always asking negative what if questions based on practical things mostly. But unfortunately, the ego is, or fortunately, however you want to look at it, is not resistant to curiosity, which is good. I believe when people use affirmations, the ego is resistant to affirming something that we may not believe in, and it doesn't allow the energy of the question to move into the body. But it will allow questions that are curious in nature. So if you use a positive what if question, it will enter in the brain because the ego will allow it to enter. Then the brain will release chemicals that are in alignment to the solution of the question, whether it's positive or negative. And then your body's subatomic particles will vibrate and calibrate to attracting that solution to you. So it's a very powerful tool for manifesting. It also entertains the brain and keeps your energy vibrating in a more positive frequency, which is healthy. So that's what if questions do.
Okay, so how do I go about leaving my heart chakra alone?
Yeah,
I've been doing
great
the
question.
tapping.
No,
tapping.
Tapping your heart chakra means you're hanging out with your heart chakra.
Right,
No.
too much then.
No, right. So stay in your feet. Become friends with the rest of your body. Everybody loves their brain and their heart chakra. I don't mean everybody, but empaths. Old souls, they're in their head and they're in their heart chakras. I mean, you have 5 other chakras. So I would recommend for you to stay in your feet. That means focus on your feet. Feel your toes, wiggle them. Whether you have shoes on or not. Really pay attention to what they're experiencing. You have a whole body that's present. The physical form is always present. It's the human mind that when we don't manage it, that we are not in present with ourselves or life in general.
So every meditation I've been putting my hand on my heart.
I know. That's why I preface this with, I think I'm probably the only spiritual teacher that I've ever heard anyway, and I don't really listen to other people. I listen to the universe, but that tell people to get out of their heart chakra. I wouldn't say that to younger souls. They are learning to be in their heart chakra and learning to be compassionate, but I attract old souls in my practice and the work that I do, and old souls, their heart chakras are exhausted and worn out and not functioning appropriately.
You are a genius. So the fact that also I had a super rough bunch of crying last week because of a sad thing that went on, it's a release and a letting go. I could actually be better within a short while, wouldn't you think, just by getting in my feet again?
Yeah, totally. And I'm glad you had that grief. You needed it. You're doing a lot of work. You're doing a lot of inner work, and you read your energy accurately. When I mentioned your heart chakra, you were already figuring that out. You were aware of that. So good job.
I was going to have you ask me which one I think it is, and I didn't want to do that. Thank
but
you.
You did a good job.
Genius. You're amazing. Are there any supplements you think I should be taking? Anything I might be lacking nutritionally?
I just think support your hormones with herbs would be great.
Got it.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Oh, well, let's just go ahead and get to our next caller. We are getting those phones lighting up today, as I'm sure we do every time here on the Manuchehri Show.
Yeah, we usually can't get to everyone, which is sad. I try to move faster, but, I don't always.
Well, let's go ahead and take Tracy's call. I know of Virginia, so we're going coast to coast today and back to the east with Tracy and Virginia. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Hi, Marie. Thank you for taking my call.
Of course, Tracy. What can I do for you?
I'm calling because I was on vacation last week for the first time since the pandemic.
Yeah.
And just the craziest thing happened to me. My third day on my vacation, I just felt like I turned into Jack Sparrow. And I felt like the ground was just moving from underneath me. And I just had vertigo for like the last 10 days.
Wow. I'm sorry.
I don't know what is going on. And I just want your insight, if you don't mind.
Hormones. If only we didn't have men who were predominantly doctors for decades, in our world, and still we have more male doctors probably than female physicians in the world. But because I really didn't care about women's health. When I was a nurse and we would get women who were much older than me, who had been through menopause and things of that nature, we had to continue to give them Valium, because they'd been taking it for decades, because that's what doctors gave women notoriously for menopause. Or, they just gave them hysterectomies, for no reason, right? So we don't know a lot about reproductive health and what women go through. And women go through very unique and interesting changes. Very few women, you put two women together in the same room and women start menopause at different times too. Premenopausal symptoms could start in their 30s or their 40s or their 50s, right? Depending on the person. And it's usually a 10-year experience. So it's not like you have it for a week or a month, or it's 10 years typically, the whole experience is. So vertigo is a very common symptom. And so here's what's happening to hormones, just in kind of a flash, simple expression. We have hormones that are being produced from all of the glands in our body, and they're teeny tiny messengers. So not just reproductive hormones. You have hormones in your brain and your pancreas. They're all over the place, and they communicate with each other. They're all friends, and they communicate with each other. Now, when the hormones start to change, and men too, because men go through their own form of menopause. It's different because they don't have menses and cycles like that, but their hormones change too. It's as if all of your hormones have been speaking English for all of your life, and now they're learning Arabic. The language has changed. And they're not fluent at it. Arabic is a hard language. Maybe it's Russian for some people. Some people it's easier. It might be a more simple language, or maybe a slight dialect change, right? Because not everybody has the same experiences. So when that happens, the equilibrium can go off, sleep cycles change, you name it. It's very unique and very complex for most women. And I've had friends who were not listening to me when I was talking to them about what was happening to them. And their doctors put them on antidepressants, of all things, just from having hormone changes. So one of the things that women can do, and which I'm going to recommend for you, it's if you're not taking herbs, take herbs to support your hormones, because it starts to help your hormones balance and learn the language that they need to learn without, working too hard is another way to describe it. So finding herbs that help the adrenals and the reproductive organs would be excellent.
So adrenals.
Adrenals,
and
yeah.
what herbs do you think would be a good start to investigate?
I know. Well, I'm not an herbologist or a naturopath. I still do have my nursing license active. So there is one that I really like, but it's over the counter. Just remember that. It's from Integrative Therapeutics. It's a very a very well liked distributor, like a lot of naturopaths like this company, and it's called Hpa Adapt. And for everyone listening, just remember that your body's different. You should ask a practitioner. I don't know what other medications you might be taking or herbs or your allergies are. So just remember, you want to check with someone unless you know your body really well or you're educated in nutrition. But Hpa Adapt is and I've talked to lots of professionals who think it's an excellent formula.
Okay. I have one last question.
Okay.
Do you have a what-if question I can use in the meantime to kind of
right,
out a little bit?
And I want you to know that vertigo, because every disease process has an energetic reason behind it. And vertigo, like I think our first or second caller, is about your third eye.
Okay.
So you're being asked to tighten up your intuition and practice it more, which is a common thing that happens to women when they no longer have to take care of everybody else on the planet. Even if you didn't have children, women are constantly taking care of people, right? They just are, or a bunch of pets or whatnot. And then when they stop having to take care of everyone else, then they can finally take care of themselves. And part of that is learning to trust your intuition and listening to it and following it.
Okay. So the what if is, what if I learn to trust my intuition
or
something like that?
No. Your what if question is, what if I'm having fun and life is easy?
Ooh, I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I haven't been having much fun the last couple of years with the pandemic. Actually, I've been feeling more frightened than I ever have in my whole life.
Oh, really? Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so surprised we didn't have a pandemic before now. We obviously had an incredible pandemic team, which of course was disbanded during our last administration, and yikes, like what happened. But I'm very surprised. When you go to nursing school or any type of medical training, you're trained to prepare for it, honestly. So we're not that surprised. We're surprised that everybody else is surprised and people didn't take it seriously, but the medical professionals were not surprised at all. Yeah.
All right, I'm just jotting down. What if I'm having fun and?
Life is easy.
Life is easy. All right, I like that.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
All right, thank you, Marie. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, let's go ahead and take a quick break so we can get back to those phone calls. Phone number is 877-825-8828. And you're listening to the Manuchehri Show on 1150 AM KKNW. We'll be right back.
So what does it mean to be financially free? Yeah, I would be too if I heard that. It also means that you are able to flow healthy energy into the balance regarding your wealth. And once you do this, your life will rarely, if ever, experience financial shortcomings. You will naturally save your cash when needed and spend resources at the perfect time, regardless of what you are purchasing. Discounts and healthy investment opportunities will effortlessly drift your way. You will also learn the art of dancing with the energy of money, so it may always be comfortable for you. If you don't believe me, well, here's one of the participants from the coaching program and what they experienced.
I had just begun a new business, and in the span of 8 weeks, my client base was multiplied exponentially, and I have to thank Marie for all of that.
So if you'd like to join this financial freedom coaching program, visit Marie's website at energyintuitive.com. Also, a self-hypnosis meditation recording is included to enhance the learning process and rebuild healthy belief systems regarding finances. The Financial Freedom Coaching Program at energyintuitive.com.
Disability is not inability. A person's ability may be different, but still an ability. No matter one's race or age, no matter one's physical or mental condition. We all have limitless possibilities. For more than 100 years, Easter Seals has helped the 1 in 4 people with disabilities in America live, work, learn, and play. I'm Angela Williams, CEO of Easter Seals.
Visit easterseals.com to help.
Ready to shake things up? Try Alternative Talk 1150.
Great song. Love the Beatles. Wonderful. Thank you. You know, my youngest, she said she was born too late in life. She would have loved to have been around when the Beatles were touring and, and I'm like, okay, well, honey, you can still listen to them now. I mean, it's okay.
That's what the recordings are
Yeah,
for.
exactly. Okay, who do we have on the phone lines?
Okay, let's get right back to it. Our next caller is Elizabeth and looks like Massachusetts.
Okay.
Welcome to the show, Elizabeth.
Hello, Elizabeth.
Hi, how are you?
Lovely.
I'm so glad to hear that name.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. What?
Sorry, I'll take you off. I'm sorry, I was so shocked to hear my name.
Good. What can I do for you?
So, there's a bazillion things. This is my first time listening to you. Although my friends have recommended you.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
And when it was these numbers in a call-in show, I'm like, I have to try. So
well, thank you.
Right now, my overall immediate issues are my guts are feeling way off, and I'm scheduled to have a hip replacement and 2 knee replacements. But
that's a lot.
Not immediately and not
Good.
all at once. But
Great.
That's. But what I'm looking for is like, what's going on? What's going on?
You know what? You really need to see a naturopath. Your microbiology is not happy in your body. It's just not. And so I highly recommend that you see a naturopathic doctor. I actually recommend, I know you live in Massachusetts, but one of my favorite naturopaths lives here in Seattle and does things virtually. So you can actually, I actually even think you're going to have less issues with your bones once you get your micro world reestablished.
Nice.
I just think a lot of things happened in a long period of time for you because you're leaking energy from 1, 2, 3, 4 chakras. So you've just got a lot going on, but you don't have like the stability. It's like your immune system is working too hard. You don't have extra. Does that make sense, what I'm saying?
Yes, I feel very tired, and it has been going on for a long time.
Right.
And I'm like, what can we do?
Right, and I can give you a whole bunch of ideas, but I just think we need to get you to a naturopath so that your labs can be looked at, everything can be taken care of, and because naturopaths have really good processes too, especially when someone's having a hard time. They know which place to activate first. I just think it would be better if you
start there.
Mm-hmm. And so if you if you're interested in the person that I enjoy, just write into energyintuitive.com and we will send you her contact information.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. I will.
Yeah.
I will.
Has your father passed?
My father?
Has he passed?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, when I was 25.
He's knocking on the door. He's talking to me. He's like, wait a minute, wait. He's very polite because I didn't see him originally. I was just in the sea of your gut flora, by the way, which you don't have hardly any flora in your gut. I'm just swimming around your intestinal tract going, oh, this is interesting, not comfortable, but interesting. Empty. I'm so sorry. Because it's painful. It's very painful.
Yeah.
So but then all of a sudden I hear this knocking and I look behind me and there's a person standing there and he's waving and he says the word dad.
I want to hear what he has to say.
Well, first of all, he is very, very proud of you. Very proud of you. He tells me he wishes he had said that more, like every day.
Yeah.
He said he was so surprised when he crossed over. He was kind of surprised, by the way, his death.
Wow.
Yeah.
But he was pretty sick.
Well, I'm not surprised because he was in denial, he fought it. He didn't really agree with what was going on. This is what he tells me. You can disagree with anything that I'm saying, by the way. But he says that he was like, no, this is not going to happen. They don't know what they're talking about. The sicker he got, the more disconnected he got from what was happening. So when he died, and usually the way I see his reaction when I look at someone who's crossed over, who has the reaction that your father told me that he had when he passed, it's someone who like died in a car accident. Like 1 minute they're in their body and boom, they're on the other side, right? But,
yeah, gone.
But not your dad. And I have seen a few people like your father who were just not really paying attention. But he says that he wished he had told you many, many more times before he died that he was proud of you. And what surprised him the most once he got out of his shock of, oh my gosh, I died, you know, he said the funeral was so confusing because people weren't as upset as he thought they were going to be because they were all prepared for his death. You know, they were like, right. But
yeah.
Right. I mean, I'm not saying they weren't sad, but they were expecting it.
Well, it was like a release out of the pain.
Right.
You know?
But he said that he was so shocked when he could see all of his loved ones' past lives and their issues, how insecure a lot of people are, and they just need tons of love and compassion and hugs. And it was a very shocking experience for your dad. Not that I think he was mean or unkind, but maybe somewhat indifferent, you know? And so he said that ever since he left his body, he visits your auric field often and tells you how much he loves you.
Oh, sweet.
So what I'm going to encourage you to do is to take that in, because probably since he's here and we're having this conversation, your health issues are related to the grief of the loss of your father. So I want you to start letting him to love you consciously from your perspective. Imagine him hugging you and kissing you. And just because someone leaves their body, their energy is still fully alive and they still fully live, sometimes more so than they did in the physical realm.
Yeah.
Okay?
All right. Hug and kiss me.
Yeah. Let yourself experience it. I think you're going to enjoy it.
Okay. And what chakras are leaking my poor body?
Okay. And then we'll go fourth, third, second, first. So
Fourth, third,
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right.
Okay.
Up the hole. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a beautiful day.
So
You're
much.
welcome.
You too.
Bye-bye.
I don't know about you, but I'm getting dizzy going across the United States, going East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast.
Well, you know what? My practice has been like that for a really long time. I do talk to people who live locally, but I talk to people all over the world, not
We've had
even
Virginia,
the U.S.
Massachusetts, Georgia today.
Yeah.
Where's everybody in the middle? Come on.
Might be too hot for them already.
Good point. And I know they're dealing with quite a few storms right now.
This is true.
Outages.
Power outages. Yes, those are definitely happening in Michigan and some other parts of the
Ohio.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, let's go back over here then.
Okay.
Looks like we have Tina in Des Moines, Washington. Let's welcome Tina to the show. Hi, Tina.
Hello, Tina.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
You ready for me?
We are ready for you. What can I do for you?
Great. Hi, Marie. I just wanted to first tell you that I love Thursdays. I always look forward to your show, and it's so fun. And I love yoga. And I've been practicing for over 15 years, and I want to go to Greece.
So write into the website and give us all your info, okay?
Okay.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, so what did you say first? There was something you said first. Oh, I love Thursdays too, by the way. In fact, my weeks have been going by so fast for a very long time now, months now, that on Wednesdays, because Jen works part-time Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, when we're together working, because really my assistants make me work harder, because I have all these things that I actually have to do when my assistants are there. And I'm like, oh my gosh, tomorrow's Thursday. It's the radio day. I go to bed happy. I wake up happy because I love the radio show too as well. Okay, so what can I do for you?
Yeah, well, first I just, I'm wondering if I have any blocks in my chakras, like how my energy is, and then I have a specific question.
Okay, you have a leak in the root. I would say it's moderate to large. You only have one layer of arrows because I described one of the leaks earlier today on the show. The rest of your chakras actually are, except for the fifth, there's no leak, but I don't see energy moving in. But the rest are taking energy in, so that's excellent, right? And what's your specific question?
So I received my first Pfizer vaccine back on May 14th, 2021. And then I kind of hesitated about getting the second one. So it's been 3 months now.
Yeah.
And I'm leaning towards getting the second, but it's, I kind of wanted to talk about sort of, my hesitation and just figure out, I just wanted to talk about it.
Okay. And so, there's a difference between insight and the brain. So is your hesitation from your mind or is it your intuition?
Well, it's information that, it was the side effects of the first dose. So that was a piece of it.
What were they?
And then, I do have Sjogren's, which is an autoimmune condition. It's not a real high number, but I do have that, and I don't take medication or anything. So I think that when I took the first dose, my side effects were more like, I kind of got dry mouth and dry eyes, because Sjogren's is, that is kind of dryness of the membranes.
Right.
And my brain felt fuzzy. It was just this weird thing. It was around my brain.
But people get fuzzy when they get the flu or they have a cold or,
Okay.
So that's probably a typical side effect. My personal thought is since you got the first one, I would get the second. That's just my personal thought. I also believe that people need to do what they think is right for them. That's just my personal thing. I didn't like the first vaccine. I had side effects, but I took some homeopathic remedies that are good for vaccines. But so did my assistant and my daughter, and they didn't have the good outcome that I had the second time around. I didn't have any side effects after I took the homeopathic remedies. So I think here's what I recommend. And this is for every decision we're making in our life is rest in the lower half of your body and feel it. Information that comes to the planet is very interesting, but people would not be seeking intuitive information from someone like me if it wasn't beneficial, happy, helpful, or accurate. So that means when you're making decisions, even about vaccines or vacations, of course, your brain's going to tell you all kinds of things right away, very quick, very loud, very significantly. But what is your insight telling you? What is your intuition telling you? And sometimes it takes a while to get to your intuition when your brain is alarmed. And intuition is calm. It's simple. It's not complicated. Okay.
Well, and and then I have a doctor who I've been seeing for over 15 years. He's an Ayurvedic doctor. His name is Dr. Sodhi. And I listened to his webinar, and he had said in his webinar, and this was kind of earlier on, it was probably back in February, he said that if anyone, he didn't tell people not to get the vaccine, but he said if you have an autoimmune condition, I don't recommend getting it because you're already having a not right response.
True.
And so, but it's funny because before I forgot about that he had said that, and then I had written some notes and I put it in a file, and then I decided to get the first dose. I decided to do it, and I was excited. Actually, I went. I was really excited about it. And then it was funny because then I read his notes like that day, like later on, and I was like, and then I read that he had said that. So I think between that and then I just
I have 1 minute left. I have 1 minute.
Okay. Yeah, I started to research and stuff, and so but now it seems like the variants and stuff it's getting kind of crazy. And I have a 10-year-old son.
Yeah.
And he doesn't qualify, for the vaccine yet. So I'm leaning more towards getting it again. But I just thought, well, I'd call Marie and just
So my suggestion is get out of your head, stop thinking, analyzing, and processing this information, and feel your intuition, which will be calm when it shares its information with you. You still have free will and get to do whatever you want, but don't make decisions out of fear. Make them out of joy, regardless of whatever we hear. Okay?
Well, it's kind of hard to
I have to go.
Joy in getting a vaccine. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, you could look at it that way, or you could look at the fact that we don't have certain diseases on the planet because of vaccines. So, yeah. Okay, I have to go. Thank you, everyone, for listening to the show. Joyful blessings. Bye-bye for now, and fall in love with yourself as much and as deeply as possible as you can. Bye-bye.
And stay cool out there. It's going to get HOT hot.
Bye, Nathan.
Bye-bye.